What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today, I've got a good new card to show you today, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a very good new card to show you. It's Lucemon Chaos Mode. Of course, we saw Lucemon back in BT4, and we were all incredibly excited, and it has gone down as one of the weirdest, most confusing, but also best and most broken cards we've seen so far. The fact that it's a level 3 that's got really high power, and can't evolve and is super expensive to play but recovers when you play it, and there's other Digimon like Lord Nightmon that can just play it for free. It really is a ridiculous card, and we knew there was more Lucemon coming because it said all turns this Digimon can only evolve into Digimon with Lucemon in their names. We knew new Lucemon were coming. Well, there's a new Lucemon here, and if you wanted a very weird, very good card, good news, ladies and gentlemen, good news. It also is a secret rare for anyone that's wondering, so that really is in keeping with Lucemon so far. So what we've got here is just weird, messed up stats. It's a level 5 that's a 14 cost to play normally, which is ridiculous. 12,000 power, which is 1,000 more than your average level 6. And there's no Digivolution cost here. So again, this Lucemon is all over the place. It is a level 5. But it's not a level 5 like a regular level 5 is a regular level 5. This is very, very different. So what we've got here is, and I should say our translations are from the lovely folks over at digimoncard.dev, where we also get our translated proxies from, and also the lovely folks over at Ensan Gaming, and when they're in agreement, we're usually onto a winner. So it says that your Lucemon can Digivolve into this card in your hand for a memory cost of 7, ignoring this card's Digivolution requirements. So basically, you can get from your level 3 Lucemon to your level 5 Lucemon for paying 7 memory. And you're going to want to, because there's no play skill, just a Digivolution skill. We'll get there in a moment. So essentially here, you want to be playing your level 3, and you want to be going into your level 5. And like I said, this is not the general way the Digimon TCG works, but I think we need to steer ourselves into thinking, right, when we come to Lucemon, it just doesn't work like regular cards. It's all over the place, and you know what? That's okay. So you're paying 7 to Digivolve, which is expensive, but you're going from a level 3 to a level 5. It's still expensive, mind you, but I don't know. You can only go from Lucemon into this, and you never know, it might be worth it. You do go up to 12,000 power, which, like I say, is more than your average level 6. And if you've played your Lucemon for free with one of those cards like Lord Nightmon, though there are other options as well, Mastermon would be a lovely example of a Digimon that is able to just play this kind of thing for free. And yes, I know that's a little bit broken and arguably unfair. And all I can tell you is, Lucemon special, ladies and gentlemen. Lucemon is absolutely special. So if you're playing that kind of deck, this seems kind of cool. If you wanted to play it from your hand, you reduce the memory cost by 3 for every 10 cards in your trash. Now, we'll get to the last skill in a minute. The last skill is both an on-play and an on-digivolving skill. That means that it doesn't really matter how you go about getting this card into play. You are going to be able to take advantage of it. And that's huge, because we've already seen that you can digivolve more cheaply and more, well, kind of more cheaply? I don't know. There is a way to Digivolve which is kind of cheaty. And now we can play normally. And the playing normally, I don't actually love it. And the reason is, right, if we take a look at it, it actually looks great, and then we think about it, and it takes a while to build up. So you've got 20 cards in your trash, you've got an 8 cost to play normally. Still cheap for a 12,000 power level 5, don't get me wrong, but 8 cost is still a lot. And 20 cards in your trash is still a lot. And purple, you know, one of the things purple do better than anybody else, any other color, is that they can self-mill. They can trash cards from their own deck, build up the cards in the trash, so that you can then take advantage of this kind of skill. And if we compare it to something like Pleasiumon, we had those starter deck vanilla level 6s. You know, that also had 12,000 power. That's a 10 cost to play normally. So when you've got 20 cards in your trash, you're actually cheaper than Pleziomon, but I did just use a phrase, when you've got 20 cards in your trash, let's not go pretending that's going to be all that quick. Certainly this is a great bonus. I don't know how effective it's going to be to try and build a deck around this skill, but I do think if you're playing it anyway, having the option to either Digivolve for a 7 cost or play it normally. And look, there is a scenario here where you got 40 cards in your trash and this is a 2 cost to play normally, but we're talking proper endgame stuff there. Now I do keep saying there's this other skill. When you play or Digivolve, you delete one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon, or one of your opponent's tamers. And the tamer thing is huge because we have not seen many ways to get rid of tamers. Tamers tend to be generally pretty gosh darn safe. So having this skill coming out giving us a genuine proper way to get rid of tamers is awesome. In terms of getting rid of Digimon, fine, you can't get level 7. But that's it. That is the only thing you're not getting. Any tamer, any level 6, level 5, level 4, level 3... Okay, you can't go after the raising area, but you never can. So basically, you're either getting rid of almost any Digimon or any tamer, and this is cool. And now we build it into those other skills, and it's great. You know, if I'm playing a Mastermon, and then I play Lucemon for free, and when I play Lucemon, I get to recover 1, and then I Digivolve for 7 into this, and then I get to delete one of my opponent's Digimon or Tamers, and then we've got a 12,000 power level 5, and I paid a total of 7 memory. That ain't bad, ladies and gentlemen. That ain't bad at all. I don't know if I like it as much as the other Lucemon, because like I say, the other Lucemon had things like Lord Nightmon, like Mastermon that could play it for free, and you got recovery when you played it. And I do think that makes a difference. Lucemon Chaos Mode, I don't think is quite on the same level, but let's be clear, I'm talking about being quite on the same level as one of the best cards we've ever seen. It's still potentially a 2 cost in the late game. You still got that really good skill. I'm still giving it between 4 and 5 Wassies. We don't give half Wassies. That would be barbaric. A very good card. And once again, Lucemon comes around and basically just changes everything we thought we knew. But hey, while we're talking about Lucemon, why don't we talk about Ultimate Sacrifice, which is the Lucemon option card. It is an 8 cost option card, making it extremely expensive. But when you play it, you may play 1 purple level 5 Digimon from your trash without paying its memory cost. If you have 10 or more cards in your trash, you may play 1 Digimon card with Lucemon in its name without paying its memory cost instead. Now, obviously, for this new Lucemon Chaos Mode we're looking at, well, it is a level 5 Digimon, so we don't need to have 10 cards in our trash. However, remember that the level 3 Lucemon is a level 3 yellow, not a level 5 purple. So it essentially means that if you've got 10 or more cards in your trash, you can play a Lucemon for an 8 cost. And I know Ultimate Sacrifice says you're not paying, and you're not, but you are paying 8 memory for Ultimate Sacrifice. So let's not get too over the top here. But it means that Lucemon goes from a 13 cost to an 8 cost. I'd still rather play Lucemon for free using all of those cheeky tricks I keep mentioning. But make no mistake about it, this is good, ladies and gentlemen. This is very, very good indeed. But I don't know who's actually going to play it. Now, the good news is we've got a security skill which does this. And now I'm loving it. Because you see, 8 cost is a lot, and it might not even, if you've got 20 cards in your trash, it's not actually saving you any memory when you play Lucemon Chaos Mode. So you're basically playing it to try and play your yellow Lucemon a bit cheaper, and I'm just like, well, there's other ways. You know, like I say, if you've got 20 cards in your trash, then Chaos Mode is no cheaper, and there's other ways to play the yellow Lucemon for free, not for an 8 cost. So I don't know when I want to play this card from my hand. But then we've got the security skill. And I'm sorry, but I've got to draw a parallel here with Gaia Force. Because it's super relevant. Gaia Force is a phenomenal 8 cost option card that just deletes any Digimon. And don't get me wrong, there are plenty of games that I've played and played against, you know, on either side of Gaia Force, where the player, whether it's me or my opponent, is willing to pay 8 cost to drop it to really go nuts. Get rid of a big threat. But a lot of the time with Gaia Force, you're hoping it's in the security, and that's how I see this card. You play it and you cross your fingers. You really want it coming out of the security, so you are literally playing one of those Lucemon actually for free, which is ridiculous. But even if it doesn't come out as your security, there are going to be games where you want to play one of your Lucemon. An 8 cost ultimate sacrifice is still cheaper than the alternative. Not perfect, nobody's claiming perfect, but pretty gosh darn good, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty gosh darn good. So there we go, lots of fun things happening. Lucemon remains broken in the most literal sense of the word, and I think this new Lucemon is going to see an awful lot of play, because it just looks really good. But I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all kinds of fun things. But by far, the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.